So there's the old saying, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Simply because you have proof that something does exist does not mean you have proof that something doesn't exist. And unfortunately, in the modern era, at least in the United States, this logical lapse in reasoning occurs where individuals will fill in the gaps for what you're trying to say. So perhaps you posted something on the internet like, I like oranges. Oranges are delicious and they're great and I just love oranges. And other people reading your message will interpret that as, he doesn't like bananas. He hates bananas. What's wrong with him? You're a terrible person. You're going to die without bananas. Well, you're filling in the gaps. So what the problem is when you're talking about politics or religion or life, people will just automatically make an assumption based on no evidence whatsoever and say that because you didn't articulate your like for other things, you automatically dismiss them. And in a similar fashion, they'll do with this with their belief systems or your belief systems. And it just creates this highly contentious environment where everyone's constantly at each other's throats, because if you say part of something, it means that you're not for something else. It's an all or nothing game. You're either all the way on the left or all the way on the right, and to believe anything else would just be highly controversial. Controversial? Yeah. So, in life, when you're participating, recognize that just because you get an idea in your head, it does not mean it's actually true. And the burden of responsibility to prove that something is true is on the individual who holds that belief. So you can't just be running around, perhaps with a bunch of conspiracy theories or ideas about the nature of existence without having the ability to prove them, because the burden of responsibility is not on the individuals that are listening to you, it is on you as an individual. Same goes with, let's say, your emotional states. You may have these mood swings, you may be feeling absolutely terrible, and the burden of responsibility to justify how terrible you feel is on yourself. You can't just say, oh, I'm an absolutely horrible person. You have to have some viable evidence for it. And if the evidence isn't actually that good, then maybe remove the feeling that you're a terrible person. Write all the schematics for how that would be justified. Because it's a fun game, and nothing better to do with the time, right? Well, thanks for tuning in. Those are my series of thoughts that probably didn't really interweave, and yeah, toodles.